Hello guys, how are you doing? Today I wanted to talk about a topic called the power of being alone. To always just fight on your own, to get yourself up, to step out of your comfort zone in life. You have to learn that no one is going to save you. No one's going to come and pick you up. No one is going to do you a favor for you to change in life. Most of the time, if you want to change in life, you have to fight alone. You have to fight those mental battles alone. You have to pick yourself. You have to step out of your comfort zone, especially stepping out of your comfort zone. No one is going to drag you out of your comfort zone. No one is going to come to save you. No one is going to come to say, hey, I'm going to help you. I'm going to be there with you every single time. It's possible to have that one friend who's here to help you every single moment, every single day. But you have to understand in life, if you want to change, no one is going to come to save you. You have to be alone in life. You have to fight alone. You have to be alone. You have to struggle alone. You have to be depressed alone. You have to step out of your comfort zone alone. It's so important that you have to be comfortable alone. You have to be comfortable alone. You have to grow alone. You have to learn alone. You're not going to grow in life if you want to exercise with people every single day. You're not going to grow in life if you want therapy and if you want someone to talk to you every single time, but you're not going to do anything unless you have therapy. You have to learn to discipline yourself and pick yourself up. Life is not easy. Life is difficult. Life is hard. No one said it's going to be easy, but you have to learn to pick yourself up. If you're right here, for example, this is me. I'm all the way down here. Just pick yourself up. Go up, 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 and I promise you will change in life. There's no miracle to change. There's nothing that's gonna make you change it like that. You have to pick yourself up and you will change. You have to go outside. You have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to make effort. You have to understand that the only way to grow in life is you have to be comfortable to be alone in life. Being alone is actually great because it allows you to reflect. It allows you to be less distracted, and it teaches you to, have more confidence. When you learn to pick yourself up in life, and when you learn to be alone, that will lead to so much discipline. You will have so much confidence in yourself. You will feel mentally better when you can see yourself when you see you are picking yourself up alone, when you see you're achieving a lot of goals alone, when you see you are doing a lot of amazing things on your own, you will see the progress. But the only way for that to happen is you have to pick yourself. If you do not pick yourself up, it's not gonna happen. You have to say to yourself, I am the one, I can do it. There's nothing. You won't grow in life if you don't pick yourself. You will not grow in life if you don't, allow yourself to grow in life. Because the power of being alone, let me explain what that means. What does it mean to be alone? No friends, no distraction, no music, no stimulation, no chasing dopamine, no chasing comfort. It's you on your own, on your journey of self-discipline, of growing in life. It's you and yourself to grow and to become the best version of yourself. No one said it's going to be easy. No one said it's going to be so nice. No one said it's going to be so relaxing. But you have to learn that growth takes time. To become the best version of yourself, that takes time. To really be the top in life, it takes time. To really be all the way here in life, it takes time. No one said it's going to be easy. But I promise you, the power of being alone is amazing. You will build discipline. You will become self-motivated. And you'll prove to yourself that you don't need people in your life. You don't need negative people. You don't need negative thoughts. You can do it yourself. You just have to step out of your comfort zone. And you just have to do it. It's not easy to be alone, of course. It's hard. It's challenging. You will have tough moments. You will have weak moments. No one said it's going to be easy. But you have to take the first step. The first step is get up. That's the first step. Get up, step out of your comfort zone, and just do. Do not overthink. Do not think, what are people going to think about me? You just have to do it. If you step out of your comfort zone and if you start, I promise you, you will see the change in life. If you do not step out of your comfort zone, then it's never going to happen. You have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to make effort if you want to change in your life. You cannot grow in life if you do not make effort. You cannot grow in life if you don't do things that will make you change in life. You know, sometimes in life, you have to learn to be alone. Because what can that do? For example, you will start thinking clearly without distractions. When you learn to be alone, you naturally cut off any negative people. You naturally cut off any distractions. You explore nature more. You reflect a lot more. And let me tell you something. Being alone is actually good. You know, just think about it. And, you know, I want to say something to you guys, right? Are you serious about changing your lifestyle? Are you serious about quitting bad habits? Are you serious about quitting your addictions? Are you so serious about turning your entire life around? If that is the case, you need to be alone for a temporary time. You know, no one said you have to be alone forever. You can't have friends, all that stuff. But to lock in, you know, if you want to lock in life, if you really want to change for the best in life, then the only way for that to happen is you have to seclude and you have to be alone just for a temporary time. For a temporary time, be on your own. You know, try to motivate people. Try to tell people, hey, it's possible. You can do it. You'll be successful in life. You can grow to become the best version of yourself. You know, just start and just do it. It's not easy. It's hard, but I promise you, you know, it's the moment you step out of your comfort zone, just be on your own. Just lock in exercise, fitness, healthy eating, going outside, exploring nature, growth block session, meditation, reading a book, journaling, introspective writing, you know, stretching, learning a new skill, hanging out with, you know, your own thoughts, and just, you know, trying to think positively, you know, it's just for a temporary time. Be on a journey where on your own. You know, most people, right? I promise you, if you just lock in for like months on your own, and I'm not obviously saying ignore your friends, ignore your family, all that stuff. You still talk with them, but like you just focus on your own. You just start to grind on your own. You be on your own, and you know, when you take time to be alone, you give yourself time to focus, to think about, what am I doing with my lifestyle? Am I improving? Am I really becoming the best version of yourself? You start to reflect and look at your life a lot more. So, is my life good? Yes or no? Am I improving? Yes or no? Obviously, it's not going to be easy. Obviously, you are going to fight mental battles. It is going to get challenging. It is going to get hard, but you just have to keep going no matter how hard it is. Keep going, keep trying your best, and just don't give up. It's not going to be easy. It is going to be hard, but just believe in yourself. Have confidence in yourself. Love yourself. I promise you, if you just keep going, it will happen. If you keep moving, you will get there. And it's not going to be hard. Oh, my bad. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be very hard. But, you know, let me tell you something, right? Sometimes in life, it's better to walk alone than being with people who will distract you in life. It's better to be alone than being with negative people who will not allow you to grow in life. Obviously, growing in life, you know, it's not easy. I'm telling you right now, if you want to grow in life, you have to sacrifice a lot of things. You have to sacrifice your energy. You have to sacrifice your time. You have to use your mind. You have to consume the knowledge that you want to put into changing your life. You know, being alone allows you to reflect. What am I doing with my life? Am I doing great in my life? Is my life good? Am I addicted? Am I, you know, do I exercise? You know, sometimes when you spend time alone, this is where you reflect the most. You know, spending time alone allows you to build more awareness. It allows you to build more realization. And when that happens, if you see yourself that you need to change, you start to change. Even if you're on your own, on the journey of change, it will actually allow you to lock in and focus if you put in the discipline and the effort. And over time, you will see progress. And when you see progress, that's when you build motivation. That's when you build momentum. this is when you improve in life. But it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a battle. It's going to, it's going to take time. But you have to be comfortable with being alone. It's okay to walk alone. It's okay to exercise alone. It's okay to, believe in your own goals. And let's say no one wants to believe in your goals, but you're still doing it anyway. The power of a lot of people, I can guarantee you right now, a lot of people do not change in life because they don't want to start things alone. They will not do things alone. They hate being alone. But if you actually go and achieve your goal alone, even if no one believes in you, if you start alone, if you start doing things on your own and alone, even when the whole world is against you, you will change in life. You will become the best version of yourself. And I promise you, you will grow in life. It's not going to be easy. It is going to be hard. It is going to be tough. It is going to be a mental battle. But I promise you, you will win in life. You will become a champion. You will become great. You will become the best version of yourself in life. But you have to commit. You have to put in the effort. You have to ask yourself, am I distracted? Do I want to change in life? Is my life good? Am I doing great in life? Is life going so smoothly for me? You have to look at your life. You have to see your life. And you just have to make that judgment. Is there anything for me to improve in my life, yes or no? If there is, go improve it. If there isn't, go search for it. My cat is outside. As I was saying, if you want to improve in life, love yourself, believe in yourself, have confidence in yourself, and you know what? Just keep going no matter what life throws at you. Keep going, keep trying your best, and just never give up in life. Just never give up. No matter what life throws at you, no matter the circumstances, no matter what happens in life, learn to be alone. Go on top of a mountain, go explore nature, breathe alone. Let me tell you something. The power of being alone, what's the benefit? You give your mind a chance to reset itself. You are improving your mental health. You build more awareness. You build more, confidence in yourself over time by being alone. You start to reflect more on life. And sometimes when we are alone, we really start to ask a lot of questions. We start to drift ourselves from distractions, from the things that are not really benefiting us in life, and we really start to grow from that. But in order for that to happen, you have to learn to practice to be alone in life. Be alone, explore nature alone, just go outside, go for a walk, do something, just discipline yourself. No one said it's going to be easy. No one said there's no challenges. No one said it's going to be boom, boom, boom. It's meant to be easy. Of course it's going to be hard. 100%. No one said it's going to be easy. But you have to take that first step. And your first step is step out of your comfort zone, explore, just do something with your life every single day. Obviously, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough. There's going to be hardships. There's going to be ups and downs in your life, but just keep going. Consistency, discipline. When you learn to be alone, you learn to understand that the only way... Let me tell you something. A lot of people, when they grow in life, they actually grow by being alone. Sometimes when you're alone, this is where you learn the most. This is where you reflect on life the most. This is where you start to say, I need to change my lifestyle the most. This is where you start to grow in life the most. I want to give you a personal story of mine. I was addicted to porn. I was addicted to video games. I was addicted to eating junk food. My life was so bad. My life was so terrible. My life was so ugly. I wanted to give up every single inch of moment in my life. I said no. Keep going, keep being a champion, keep winning, and just never give up. It was hard. I did so many research. Spartan mode, for example, which is basically like an ancient Greek method they used to detox from dopamine. They never even had dopamine back then, but they use it just to train their brain and have self-discipline. But in our time, a lot of people use it for detoxing from dopamine and pleasures and comfort and all that stuff. I used it to quit pornography. Unfortunately, I failed. I almost completed the challenge. I think the challenge was about 21 days. I was like maybe 16, 17 days, maybe 15, 16, 17. I can't remember, but I was close until unfortunately I relapsed and I ended up watching pornography. You know, life is challenging. Life is hard. It's not going to be easy. You are going to have up and downs. You are going to have craving and urges when you want to quit, but you just have to keep going. You know, I promise you, I fought alone. I failed. Failure is a key to success. But I never gave up. I kept going. I found someone on I found someone on Instagram. His name was Eugene. In 2025, I was scrolling through Instagram. There was someone called Eugene. He's someone who specializes in ADHD. He talks about how to rewire your brain, how to grow in life, how to become the best version of yourself, how to never give up on life. So I was looking at his Instagram and he was talking about ADHD and how you can rewire your brain as an ADHD person by detoxing. So I was like, you know what? I need to do that. He had a program called the ADHD Superpower Event. So I went ahead and I clicked on it, and he was hosting a 5 3-day event known as the ADHD Superpower Event, and I was watching his videos. It wasn't even the videos. It was a video of him talking about the 5 3-day event. I clicked on it and I was watching his videos about 5 3-day live event. I was watching the 5 3-day live event. How do I change my brain? How do I rewire my brain? How do I become the best version of myself? So for 5 days, I was watching his live videos. I was taking notes down. He was talking about ADHD. He was talking about dopamine. He was talking about how an ADHD person has a lower dopamine baseline than a neurotypical brain. How dopamine crash is very bad for an ADHD, because the idea is when we do something like pornography, for example, our dopamine goes way above our baseline and it crashes way below our baseline, and it takes a very long time to recover. While for a person with a neurotypical brain, it does go above their baseline, but it doesn't crash way below the baseline. It crashes below the baseline, but not way far down, and it doesn't take that long to recover, so they're able to gain that dopamine and focus back for. But for a person with ADHD, the dopamine effect crash is so dangerous, because when we keep dopamine, our eventually, even for a neurotypical brain, when they are chasing dopamine and it goes below their baseline, if they keep doing it too much, yes, it will take time to recover over time, but it recovers quicker than an ADHD person. But for someone with ADHD, even one dopamine crash takes a while to recover. So let alone doing so many, your mind is just going to be super drained. Your mind is going to be super exhausted. Your mind is going to be super tired. You're going to feel like you can't do it, but you just have to keep going. You just have to keep having confidence in yourself. And most importantly, you just never give up. We don't go our life based on people's opinion. We don't go on our life based on people's thought. You know, we just keep going no matter what happens in life. And I was learning through his videos, and I wrote so many notes. I took my first dopamine detox on February. So I was doing my research on January 2025. I took my notes on February 2025. No, I took my detox on February 2025. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. It was a mental battle. I was kind of feeling depressed and suicidal, but I kept going because I said to myself, at the end of the journey, I know there's something good for me, that if I don't keep going right now, I'm not going to see that good thing. So I just kept my mindset focused. I kept going. I never gave up. I kept doing until I finally achieved my goal. And I'm not going to lie, it wasn't easy. It was challenging. It was hard. It was literally mentally draining, but I kept going. I never gave up. I kept doing what I need to do until I finally achieved that goal. Like, it's just about going, and never giving up. And I've learned a lot in life. Because I was alone in life, I grew. Because I was alone, I had discipline. Because I was alone, I was able to develop awareness. I was able to reflect in my life. When you start on your own, you will actually feel a lot more motivated, a lot more confident and greater. Because you see, hey, no one helped me. No one told me how to stop doing it. I just had to learn on my own. And when you prove to yourself you can do it, my God, that confidence that you build, that beautiful confidence that comes within you, you feel so amazing. You feel so great. You feel so good. Obviously, it's not easy. It's hard. It's challenging. No one said it's meant to be easy, but you just keep going. You keep trying and you never give up. You keep going. You keep trying and you never give up. It's not meant to be easy. It's hard. It's challenging. It's tough. You will have depression at times. You will feel mentally exhausted at times. You will feel like you want to give up in life at times. And that's normal. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But you just have to keep going. Consistency. Keep being alone. It doesn't matter. You know, in life, if you're alone and you say to yourself there's no point trying, you're probably going to struggle to be alone because there isn't really a miracle. But if you pick yourself up and keep going while you're alone, who knows? You will actually probably achieve so many goals in life. You probably start to make friends, and who knows, you probably go from not being alone to being alone. But even then, it's not about if I'm alone or if I'm not alone. It's just about, I just need to believe in myself. I just need to have confidence in myself. I just need to keep going in life no matter what happens. It's not meant to be easy. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be depressing, but keep going. Keep trying. And I promise you, everything will change. If you just have confidence in yourself, if you just believe in yourself, and if you keep going and you never give up. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much for watching. Today's topic was about the power of being alone. You know, I'm alone. I have consistency. I have discipline. But most importantly, I never give up in life. Thank you so much for watching my videos. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Have a good day.